This is Seoul, the heart of fashion. Take a peek around and check out the K-pop stars. Here, everybody has star-studded style. So stay one step ahead and find your favorite look in Korea.
So thank you very much for the interview, and can you briefly introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Randy Snape. I'm the marketing manager for Korea Tourism. I've been with the company about 2 years now.
So can you, for those who are not familiar with KTO, can you explain what KTO does and about the company?
KTO is really the promotion of Korea to Canada. At least for the Toronto office, we're responsible for all of Canada, and our main job is to bring more Canadians to Korea, whether it be to explore our culture, food, or our fantastic destinations.
Mm-hmm. So when did you first experience Korean culture?
That's a funny story. 2002, I was fresh out of university. Wasn't quite sure what to do with myself, and I thought, well, let's take a look at the online job boards. I was searching through, I found jobs for Japan, I found jobs for China. Then I started looking into Korea. The pay was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great jump-off point to the rest of Asia, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to teach and travel. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I signed with the first recruiter I could find right here in Toronto, Canadian Connections, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was the fourth person that he ever sent, and it was the exact opposite of what I expected. I really had pictured what most Canadians would picture Vietnam to be nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
with the rice hats, and it was very different. So the moment I stepped off the plane, I knew this is not what I had put myself up for, but it was the best experience of my life, and I spent almost 8 years there.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if it hadn't been for my wife, I don't think I would have ever come back to Canada.
Oh, okay. So how did you meet your wife in Korea?
But we originally met in Gwangju, way down south. My story and her story will vary. My story is that we met in a department store.
Mm-hmm.
She stepped on my friend's foot, but she's got a completely different story, and she says, no, that never happened. So we often fight about that one, so please don't bring that up next time you see my wife.
Okay. Did you have any, well, what is the most memorable event or episode ever happened in Korea?
Oh, there's a lot. Probably Yongsan Electronics Market,
Oh, okay.
Gwangju Kimchi Festival,
Mm-hmm.
Andong Mask Dance Festival, the High Seoul Festival. Festivals are really big in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a lot of fun. We used to spend, my wife and I had one friend in Korea that we would try and travel every weekend. We'd go somewhere new. We'd do a lot of tourist things. And for about 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
the three of us we'd go to Cheonan, we'd go to Gangneung, we'd go to different parts of Seoul when we didn't live in Seoul. And Korea really has a lot to offer that way, so there was always something different. If you weren't interested in doing another museum, well, then maybe you could go see a green tea field, or you could head down to Jeju Island and see natural beauty, or there's just so much to do. So every weekend was something new for us.
So when did you come back to Canada, and how did you end up working for KTO?
As 2009, the very end of 2009, the original plan was my son was born June of 2009, and my parents had bought us a round-trip plane ticket for his first Christmas in Canada. Well, we just decided we've sold our school, because we owned a school at that time. We had sold our school. Why not make it a permanent move? So we sold everything off, and we just never returned to Korea. We just never cashed in the last portion of that ticket. And it's been a ride ever since then. It's been different. I started working at KTO the fall of 2010 and been there ever since.
I heard that KTO and KCCA is hosting Superwave Korea on October 27th.
Yeah, October 27th. Superwave started 2010. What it was is a collaboration between the KCCA, the Korean Canadian Cultural Association, and the KTO. And our mission was to try and bring more exposure for Canadians to learn more about Korea. So what that particular year entailed was traditional performances. We had a taekwondo performance, a couple of traditional performances. We had food that was served. There was a presentation on Korea tourism, a little bit of K-pop. It was really a whole mix of different things to try and expose more Canadians to what Korea had to offer.
Right.
But it was more of a, it was a different event from what happened in 2011. 2011, it really evolved. 2010, we had about 300 people that attended. 2011, even more. That particular year, we had close to 350, 400 people that attended the event. A lot more media, but it was more of a K-pop covered dance contest. Great prizes. Grand prize was a 40-inch TV.
Wow.
It was really well done. We had a celebrity MC for the evening, or a YouTube celebrity MC, which was really good. And but no more presentations per se. So it really changed. And this year, it's being held at the same location, so the KCCA, 1133 Leslie Street. And it's October 27th, it's Saturday. And it's the same thing, but this year we've got some even better prizes. We've got a grand prize of a trip for one to Korea. We've got Samsung on board as well, and they're giving away some fantastic prizes. So this year is supposed to be a better than ever year. Submissions are due by October 9th. We've extended the deadline, which makes it even more exciting. And check us out on Facebook.
And recently, KTO and Galleria opened a Korea Tourism Hall at the main branch of Galleria. So can you explain more about the significance and what's the main purpose of opening a hall in Galleria?
Galleria was, well, Galleria's clientele is a large part from the ethnic community. So you get a lot of Chinese that will come and visit, a lot of people from Vietnam, Thailand, etc. As well as the mainstream crowd will all come in. So that's a market for, that's a very big market for the KTO. So our hope is the next time that they're considering a vacation, they'll remember the Korea Tourism Hall that they saw in Galleria, and they'll think, yeah, maybe I should visit Korea on my way back. Because really, it's only about a 2-hour flight to most other Asian destinations, a minimum of 2 hours, and it's a great stopover point. Seoul's got a lot to offer, and it's not far from the airport. So even with as little as 4 or 5 hours, there's a lot you can do.
So ever since you started working for KTO, did you notice that there has been a increase in the number of tourists to Korea nowadays?
So 2010 was a good year for us. 2011 had, it was an increase as well. This year we're also doing very well with the number of Canadian visitors. Each and every year it is increasing. And the 10 millionth visitor for 2012 is expected early next month.
Wow, just a lot.
Big numbers.
Hi Kimmy, you're in Korea now. You and William just finished visiting the El Dorado Resort just outside of Jeollado. I'm sure you're having a great time. I'm sure you enjoyed the beaches. Say hi to your mom and your dad for me, and I'll see you in about 6 weeks. Have a good trip.